You guys, what kind of spiritually bankrupt garbage is this? You don't care how much money I spent on tools. Maybe you do, I don't know. Why'd you click on it? Okay, I'm gonna start again. Shaming you right off the bat. I should be ashamed, I'm the one that picked this. Anyways, yeah. All right, seriously though, what is this? Yeah, I spent $2,500 on tools. I'm the guy who hates spending money on tools. And what did I buy? Well, we've got some wants, we've got some needs, and we've got some luxury items. And yeah, let's go through them. Some of this stuff you guys are gonna be like, oh, thank God you finally bought that, because I was screaming at you every time in a video, in past videos. And some of it is gonna be like, yeah, you didn't need that. So, without further ado, let's get into it. So, the purchase that started this all off was I've been getting tired of dragging my compressor around, and so I wanted to get a cordless nailer. So I did a little digging on the internet and decided that the M18 would probably be the best one. And I wasn't able to get the kit, so I had to get the tool only, plus a little bag for it, plus a battery and all this stuff. But I'm pretty stoked on this. Like, you guys, I've been dragging compressors in and out of jobs for like just a couple nails for a long time. So I'm pretty stoked to be getting one of these, and I was pretty happy with the review I watched that said I should get this. Anyways, so we got this, yep. Cordless 18 gauge brad nailer, no gas needed. Yep. Yeah, it's pretty heavy compared to a regular nail gun, and that's without even a battery. So of course, I had to buy, with this, I had to buy a charger. That was like another 50 bucks. I don't remember what all this stuff cost, you guys. And when I talk about the prices, because it's gonna be Canadian, all the Americans are gonna be like, $50 for a charger. It's like, no, it's not, that would be more like 35, 38 for you guys. So there's an exchange rate going on here. So we're not gonna get into the prices. I didn't look for any sales. I'm kind of impatient like that. I'm like such a typical male shopper. Like, I run through the store and I'm just like, this is what I'm here for. I don't browse. I don't like spend much time deciding. I know what I want and I buy it. So yeah, that's what I did. Anyways, we got a charger and I got a couple batteries for it. Oh, I have 2 large batteries for it? One of these was supposed to be a small battery. No wonder I ended up spending so much. Oh well, I guess I got 2 large batteries for this, which is gonna make it heavier. However, now I've got 2 nice big 4 amp batteries should I choose to get some more Milwaukee tools. So yeah, there you go. Told you I didn't pay attention to what I buy. Got 2 of the big batteries. It's definitely a little bit on the heavier side, but yeah, I'm stoked. So tired of dragging around a hose and a compressor. All right, so what else did I get? Let's get into some of this other stuff. So I consider that a want. It wasn't a need and it's not a luxury, because I had the tools to get the job done. I just wanted to get it done easier. Okay, let's get to a luxury. The stiletto T-bone hammer. Nobody needs this, honestly. Like a $275 hammer before tax. Nobody needs this. But I just thought, why not? It'll be fun. And you know, the funny thing is, I've tried other people's on the job and I don't actually like them. Like, I prefer a wood-handled hammer. So I would have been happier with a hammer half the price. But you never know. Could be some good video content with this thing. So that's why I got it. But the claw on this thing is so sharp. Like, I'm gonna actually have to file this claw down. Like, I can't believe how sharp that is. Yeah, let's find something here, something fun. All right, like when you're feeling lazy and you want to pick up that piece of lumber, well, or you can just chisel it. My aim's off, I'm not used to this guy. It's so sharp though, it's just crazy sharp. Okay, but yes, luxury. Definitely a luxury. All right, here's a need, something I've needed for a long time and gotten by without it. And the reason I've gotten by without it for so long is because I genuinely don't like going out shopping for tools. I mentioned that and it's true. So this one, table saw stand. Table saw stand. We're not gonna unpack it, but yeah. I know you guys have been watching me pushing stuff through on my table saw and being like, why don't you have a stand, Ben? Because I don't go shopping for tools. I would only buy something that I actually needed to get the job done. And I could still get the job done, just not very comfortably. So with that, another thing, instead of like trying to find something that's the same height as the table saw to push it out through onto, I finally got an outfeed roller. So I got 2 rollers, in-feed, outfeed roller. Yeah, this is gonna make my life with the table saw a lot better. So I consider that a need. Even though I was getting the job done without it, I wasn't working efficiently. I wasn't working properly, really. So, all right, before we get into all the little tools, let's get into some of the bigger items. So this stuff right here, some Makita tools. So my wife has been bugging me for a while to get, she wants to have, basically both my son and my wife want to have some tools at home so that they can do stuff. And so they're not always having to run out and grab tools from the van, or I'm not saying like, oh, it's on a job site, we don't have it. So even though I did actually buy like some Hilti stuff last year and I kind of stocked up on some other stuff, I still wanted to have 2 sets of tools. So I decided to get some top of the line Makita stuff. So this is the brushless one. I usually like to buy the more expensive things instead of the cheaper things. Like I've been running off of a 4-tool combo kit that I bought at Home Depot like 8 or 10 years ago, somewhere in there. And just like buying a tool occasionally or a battery occasionally and just like nursing that stuff forever. So I finally decided to get some a brushless impact. It's like the, I don't know what model it is, the 171 with the 5-amp battery. So these things are gonna last forever. So I'm pretty stoked on that. This feels nice and trim. This feels really good. Like I loved my Makita impact driver. So I'm pretty happy to have one of these. I really had no problem with the Hilti. It was a good drill if you had the big battery on it, but this is just gonna be way more compatible with I like the Makita line of tools. So that's why I decided to go back into it and reinvest into Makita. What else do we have? Of course, it comes with a charger and then it's got this big chunky drill. Honestly, I think I'd way rather use my smaller Hilti drill that I just bought, but anyways, when I want to use this as a hammer drill, apparently I can, although I never use these as hammer drills. The only thing using these as a hammer drill is good for, in my opinion, is like spade bits in tile, if you're doing like shower hardware or something. Anyways, so that's why I bought that. This was not a need. This was a want. Like I said, I want to reinvest back into the Makita lineup. I'm never gonna get this stuff put away properly. Let's see if we can mash it down. That's how I treat my new tools. And again, because I was reinvesting into the line, even though I already had a cordless skill saw, I got another one so that I could leave my old one at home. Again, so my wife and son could use it for whatever little projects they're working on. Boxes, they're hard to open. I think the way people open a box says something about them. Not always the most patient guy. But yeah, that looks good. It's roughly the same as the last one, a little bit heavier. But yeah, brushless. It's the brushless one as well. It's got this big rafter hook, which is pretty cool actually, even though it looks like it's gonna get in the way, be kind of annoying. If I'm ever doing stuff where I need that again, it'll be cool to have. So yeah, nice upgrade to the tools. Okay, let's get into all the little hand tools. Oh, and also at the same time I bought 2 4-amp batteries. So I'm like fully stocked for batteries now. I got 2 5-amp and 2 4-amp. That'll be more than enough to run all the Makita tools that I still have. instructions and manuals. New belt from a belt sander, why not? Okay, this is an odd one. This was a want. Calipers, digital calipers. Why? Well, actually the reason that I wanted these, you guys are gonna think this is kind of funny. I never need to know how thick things are, but sometimes with my skateboard channel, I've noticed that like skateboards can be different thicknesses and it changes the way your skateboard feels. And instead of just guessing and being like, I think this one feels a little bit thicker, now I can actually take my calipers and totally unnecessarily measure the thickness of my skateboard and be like, yeah, this one's 0.1 millimeter thicker. That's why it feels different. So that's why I got digital calipers. Along that line, I also got a digital angle finder. So, because again, with skateboards, sometimes the nose or the tail can be like a different angle. And that different angle is gonna change how your board operates and feels. And instead of guessing about, you know, how it's different, I can be like, well, this one's 32.5 and this one is 33.8, and that's why they feel different. So it's exactly how I talk on my skateboard channel. And yeah, that's why I bought a digital angle finder. Although this could come in handy with other stuff in real work. All right, what else do we have here? Nothing else for skateboarding, sorry guys. What else do we have here? So I also got the Craig concealed hinge jig. So this is just a jig for, if you come take a close look right there, it's for European hinges because I often have to do that on site. So now I've got a nice little jig for doing that so I can get a perfect result and not be messing around hoping I don't drill through that 5/8. Like, let me breathe and restart here, you guys. Okay. So sometimes when you're on site and you got your little 35 mil bit and you're boring out for one of those holes and it's only like 5/8 thick and you're just like, don't go through, don't go through, don't go through. This is gonna stop me from worrying about that. And we're gonna do a nice job easily. What else do we have here? Oh, I was lying. This one is kind of both skateboarding and, so this is gonna be both skateboard related and work related. A contour gauge. You guys, a contour gauge. So, I don't know if you know what a contour gauge is. There's my face. So if I want to describe my face, that's my face. Yeah, I got it for scribing my face. No, sometimes maybe you need to put some trim up against some brick or anything uneven, right? And you push that in. And now you have the exact contour of whatever it is you're scribing, a piece of wood or whatever material it is you're putting up there. So contour gauge is super useful. Now the other cool thing you can do with a contour gauge is, for the skateboard stuff, now I can actually like check. So I can be like, oh, is this kind of symmetrical or, start again there. So now we can be like, oh, what's the actual profile of this like? You know, and then you can take it over to the other side and you can be like, oh, it's different. I wonder why it's different. Well, I guess it just is. Me again with the skateboard channel voice. Anyways, so yeah, a contour gauge. And I'll try to link some of these things in the description, like some of the things that I think are really useful. I've gotten through like 15 years of carpentry without one of these. However, there's been many times, like I probably could have used one of these easily 50 times. So now I have one and I don't have to be that guy anymore that doesn't have one. What else did I get? A couple of clamps, because my clamps that I have in my hand tool kit were just getting a little beat. So, you know, like I could just feel right away when I clamp these up, that feels like it's actually gonna clamp something. And my old clamps, they don't feel like they clamp things very well anymore. So that's, I'd say that's a need. So this is a need verging on, a want verging on a need. This is gonna be a need. That's a future video, you guys will see. And a couple other things here. Oh, what do we get? Oh, why is that? Oh, it's stuck to there because there's a magnet. Was I doing the video the whole time like that? What we had is a hinge centering bit. So we've got these two bits here, different sizes, but they're for centering screws in hinges. Basically, you just push that right up into the hole of the hinge and it drills a hole right in the center. So these are pretty handy. Again, I've gotten by without them, and the last time I bought one, I snapped it, but I decided to buy a couple more. And last thing, I think this is the last thing. This video is almost over. I thought it was gonna take longer, but I mean, I guess it's not that much stuff. A lot of my stuff was big ticket items, so, you know, added up pretty quick, but just some planer blades. My planer blades right now are so rounded over in the middle, it won't plane a damn thing, so. I cussed on my channel. Yeah, these planer blades. The video's done. I just showed you everything. I don't know what to say anymore. That's what I spent $2,500 on. So I'm pretty stoked to have some of that stuff. Definitely some of it's gonna be content. But yeah, the guy who never buys tools finally went and spent a bunch of money. So I'm good for about 10 years. We'll see if we can nurse all this stuff along for another 10 years. Anyways, that's it. Some needs, some wants, and some luxuries. I hope you're doing well out there. Yeah, I hope that wasn't too disgustingly materialistic for you. I hope you got something out of it. I hope you're doing awesome. Times are strange. We just got to keep our heads up. And I'm doing my best to do that too. So I hope you guys are well. I'm gonna go skateboard, actually. That's what I'm gonna go do. And stop blabbing at the camera. Bye.